I'm Karen with Aligned Living, and this is today's Potent Point practice and pattern. So I'm going to grab Saturn and Venus. If you have your Acutonics forks, this is perfect because we've got Saturn in retrograde and we have Venus in Libra. And when we put these two together, it forms a perfect fifth. Fifths are about opening. They're like a fulcrum and a balance. So they're expanding possibilities and helping us find some level of resolution. But they also are a very creative energy. We're going to work with a pattern that starts at Ren 22, this right above this little notch in our neck. And it's going to come over here to stomach 9. And then it's going to kind of come across to stomach 9 on the other side. If you don't have Acutonics planetary forks, I recommend that you grab Om Unison. You may have 2 low Earth Star Om, which will work just beautifully because Om is the earth tone and it grounds and centers and balances. Or you could grab 2 mid Om. If you've got your mid Ohms, it's going to look like this. You're going to start at Ren 22. You'll split your forks and come here. And then you'll come back to Ren 22. So the pattern we're creating, you probably figured out, is a triangle. With this combination, Saturn and Venus, I'm going to activate. I'm going to place at Ren 22. I'm going to breathe. And I'm going to allow this place that often can get congested whenever we bite our tongue or we swallow what we're trying to say and we don't speak our truth. This is a very common place of congestion, but it's also an important place for giving voice to that which you've come here to create. On my next activation, I'm going to move from this point, Ren 22, to stomach 9, to one side of my Adam's apple. You'll notice I lead with one fork and then I bring the other fork. I let it dissipate. I breathe, and I want to recognize within my body this triangle that I'm creating. It's a downward pointing triangle. We can learn more about triangles in my classes. So our next activation is going to be from stomach 9 to the other side. Stomach 9 is working bilaterally, but we might need to turn our head a little bit. Sometimes I do little infinities with my nose. Sometimes I might nod yes or no. But I'm getting this triangle activated and inviting anything that's in there that isn't in harmonic alignment to clear and recalibrate, because this interval creates a fifth, and this fifth and this particular patterning of Venus and Saturn is whatever you come here to create. If I have my Om, then this is what it's going to look like with Om. I'm going to activate, I'm going to place, I'm going to breathe, but instead of going from point to point, when I reactivate, I'm going to split the forks and come to either side. Again, I can nod my head, I can do subtle movements, I can do bigger movements. But you'll start to notice when you add the movements to the potent points, something happens. So that is today's Gateway Potent Point pattern of the day. Thank you for joining us. Karen Trusky, Aligned Living. I'll see you next time. Stay tuned.